Welcome to the Every Dull Moment, and welcome to another edition of Whetstone Wars. Today we have two tremendous champions going head to head. A lot of times we like to bring up the newcomers against the people's champions, but we got some big dogs going on today. So, Whetstone Wars, let's get into what you're going to watch, the rules of the game, and how do we decide the champion. So today on Whetstone Wars, the two champions that are going battle to battle today is we have Naniwa Professional, the new Chaucera. If you know anything, Naniwa just sits on top of the hill looking down, reigning as one of the kings, along with Sahiro and Shapton. And honestly, right there, Morihei is right there, but another one, Atanatoshi, Aramashi, how many names is coming together? Atanatoshi, Arashiyama, Kitayama, they got all the name, but Imanishi is kind of how we know the company name. Atanatoshi, Imanishi, Arashiyama 1000. Okay, what do we have going on here for the battle? So we have two splash and go stones. So let me make sure that you know these two stones are both splash and go. But what am I doing? I'm soaking them. Everything you read on the internet is like, you do not have to soak them. You can go splash and go. But they were like, it wouldn't hurt you to give yourself 5 minutes on the Atanatoshi. And they're like, it wouldn't hurt you to give up to 15 minutes on the Professional, even though you don't have to. Okay, so I've been letting them sit while we do the intro to make sure that they're soaked for the same amount of time. No one has more time than the other. So the way we're going to decide this is we have two Mortataka 210 millimeter super blue Aogami Super knives. These are Yutos. These are sent to us by our sponsor, which is Tony over at Tokashu Knife. We appreciate you, Tony. These two knives have been used in all the Whetstone Wars, and the way it works is we're going to dull these two knives. The last time you saw these knives out was Battle 400. And so we're making our way up the food chain with Battle 1000 today. So we're going to sharpen each individual knife on its whetstone. The whetstone does all the work. So everyone wants to know, like, what if we put it on a strop and stuff? We'll do a little extra, okay? But it's about the stone. It's about what can you accomplish on the stone. So let's do a little tail of the tape. Okay, so the Naniwa Professional, known as the new Chaucera Splash and Go Stone, comes in at $80. Okay, I see it at sharpeningsupplies.com. I think it's like $80.95. So it is magnesium bonded, which is a little different. It's a tougher bond versus the typical resin bonded type of stuff, ceramics. So the sizes of the two stones. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these out of the water for a second so you can see. So the Naniwa is 200 wide versus 205. Okay. We have, I'm sorry. It is 70 by 75 wide. So the Naniwa is smaller. We have 200 by 205. So everything about the Naniwa is smaller. We have 35 millimeter thick versus 20 millimeter thick. And we have the same price point. Okay, the Atanatoshi, I've seen it as low as 75. It's typically 80. So priced the same. What is the difference in the makeup other than the actual ceramic that we have going on here with the magnesium bond? The other one is going to be synthetic as well as natural. So we have a little bit of a blend. That tends to lead it to be a little softer. It doesn't cut quite as fast. Great for polishing. We have done a preview on the Atanatoshi, so I know it has been flattened before. But we're going to flatten it again. The Naniwa is straight out of the box. Never been used on the show, no review or anything. So we're going to go ahead and get these out, ready to go. Make sure that we've got all that stabilized. Okay, we're going to flatten some stones and we're going to dull some knives. My wife's probably doing a little close-up for you so you can see what that looks like.
A really strange tic-tac-toe grid.
So we're moving the Atoma 400 in a circle, and any low spots will be found, any high spots will be worn down. A slurry is being created. We're wanting the entire tic-tac-toe to go away. I can still see some tic-tac-toe right in there. Make sure you do big movements. We don't want to like purposely grind down on one end. It starts to get that like vacuum feeling. Okay, so we still got a little bit of a low spot right there. All right. So let's go over here and make sure this bad boy is flat. So it looks like it came in pretty flat right out of the box. Again, it has not been used at all. The other one had been used prior. Really nice bright color. So this is a 1000. Typically, if you have good knives and you sharpen regularly, this is all you would ever need. If you want to go higher on the stone with a 3000, you could always do that. But you should be able to bring your knife back to life, maintain things regularly. Okay. So that was me hitting stuff, and my alert dogs, my guard dogs. Okay, so we are dulling.
Oh, our favorite part.
Okay, 20. I will test these on paper in a moment to make sure they're dull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so one of our kids came home. So we are going to now show you that the knives are dull.
Sadly, they are dull.
They are dull. So, the Atanatoshi 1000 needs a little agua. It's got a nice sound, nice slushy, soft. You can tell like some synthetic is in there. And boom, a little bit more on the tip. Trying to use the whole stone for those of you learning. Let this be a lesson. If you have a really dull knife, a 1000 grit stone, how fast are you going to see this sharpened when you have a really good stone and a lot of practice? A tiny bit more at the heel. You'll see there's no load.
I thought I need some water though.
No, we're good. Okay, so we're going to do some edge leading strokes. I'm pushing the edge into the stone. You can see some slurry come up on the blade. Any burr. Beautiful. Okay. That is no strop. The knife has been sharpened. 1000 grit only. Edge trailing, edge leading. So now we're on the Naniwa Professional, also known as the new Chaucera. Chaucera is a name that we've all known from way back. This thing is uber quiet. Seems to be cutting. We see the slurry got dark really fast. It's moving though, not loading. A little bit on the tip. Again, fast cutting. I don't know that one was faster than the other. So I'm gonna give you a distinction of something that I find it's interesting and it's noticeable, is that the burr on this side, on this stone, is micro. What does that mean to you? If we can get a burr that tells us that we've created a new apex and not like remove so much metal off the knife will have a longer life. So if I did the same amount of strokes on both knives and got a burr on both knives and one of the burrs is more aggressive, there's two things you could say. One, I should have done less strokes on the one that was more aggressive. Arguably a technique ball on my part, but I think I gave them both the same amount of time. In the same amount of time I got burrs, but the burr on this was smaller. How that transfers into like regular cutting, you know, we won't know. But as far as like the knife lasting 20 years, it a better chance of it lasting longer with just that little thing. So we need edge leading strokes. For those of you who are new to sharpening, you can do edge leading up to 8,000. I'm just saying you couldn't go to more. There's some research that says that since the blade itself is half the thickness of a human hair, that it can actually put stress on the edge when you're above 8,000. That would definitely be like a whole nother video to shoot. I don't know if you guys could hear the difference in the sound. There is a difference. I don't know how to describe it. The other one has some natural with it. This one seems muddier, which is not what I would normally have thought that you would have said on the one that was more synthetic. Okay. Two of the same knife, great steel, same blacksmith, sharpened on two fantastic makers. in like literally record time. No strop. Did you want to make a suggestion? My wife would like to make a suggestion.
Oh no, I just was like, it's not on the box, but okay. You're good.
It's not on the box. So we're listening. Wasn't amazing. A little bit more amazing on that one. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get the paper towel. Let me go ahead and do the other knife. Well, we had some catches.
I think they sound about the same.
My wife's in agreement with me that they sound about the same. So, so we're gonna go to the strop. Okay. So what is the strop gonna do? So the goal of the stones was to create a brand new apex. The stones themselves aren't necessarily designed to remove the burr, which is the hanging metal off the apex. A lot of times you can still, without a strop, do it, but we are going to use a strop. So I have a leather strop here. Tony sells them at Tokyo Knife. It had been loaded with 1 micron. I'm not sure that the 1 micron's there much anymore. So the goal of the technique that we're doing on this leather is that if there are any fine metal shavings on the knife, that the metal shavings be kind of removed. So the stones themselves were to create a new apex. It will also help tell the tale of, was one of the 1,000 grits finer than the other one? We know that there's no industry standard. We don't know if they were actually true the same size particle that they say that they were. Then we finish with 0.5 micron gunny juice. This is the Imanishi 1000 on the strop. This video will also be a testament to how sharp you can get a knife on the 1000. If all you had was a 1000 grit stone, some leather, some denim. I mean, Shibata like does this on his jeans that he's wearing. All right, same treatment. What was that, my wife? Do you think that was less or more on that one?
I think a couple less gunnies, but okay.
Less gunnies?
I think.
My wife wants to feel a little bit better about the amount of gunnies.
So he's got.
She wants to make sure that everyone's treated fairly, and we do. We honestly, guys, we don't have favorites. We've used so many things so much, and we've been surprised by so many companies. We don't have favorites. These are 2 really good companies, I can tell you. I can already tell you that they both worked equally fast, worked equally good. It just comes down, and the prices were the same. This stone is bigger. It's got some synthetic, which should lean to polishing.
Let's cut some more stuff.
Yes. Okay. So the Naniwa Professional.
Sounds better.
Yeah. And so you can just see it just, yeah. It just bites. Let's go ahead with the paper towel on that. See if I can get like a bigger paper towel cut.
Cut in here.
Okay.
Next.
Okay, so and I'm barely holding it, guys, so my wife noticed what I noticed immediately.
Oh, schmoover.
Paper towels right there, hon. It's pretty clean, guys. I went pretty far. I mean, it's maybe it doesn't seem like it to you, but to those who were here doing it, the sound we hear, the quality.
There's something about the shh.
Something about the shh. Yeah, so the Imanishi, Atanatoshi, Arashiyama with the Kitiana family thrown in there, it's the winner. I mean, it's a smidge. Listen.
By a smidge.
So same price, more stone, little bit synthetic. I mean, a little bit natural mixed in there. It is 15 millimeters thicker. It is wider. It is $5 less to the same price. It performed better
On the cut test.
on the cut test, and both sounded great. 5 minutes is the most you soak at all, but it's not. They're both not soaking stones. This one you can soak up to 15. I'd say they were equally thirsty. Honestly, I'm going to point out another thing. This one has more load. This one loaded up a little bit more. My wife wants to get a close up. Like you can just.
Dried it. Yeah.
But it was loading.
Yeah.
It was loading.
I'm
Versus.
saying you can see because there's nothing on that. I'm saying it dried on there so you can actually see.
Yeah.
This one had nothing.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I think I'm a little bit surprised. Ferrari and Lamborghini came to the finish line. I thought that was the Lamborghini's Ferrari won. So, congratulations to Imanishi on beating Naniwa today. Well, we don't know if the whole system, it'll be great. One day I'll do the whole system, like do a whole sharpen everything on Naniwa versus the Imanishi. But that was definitely not a dull moment. Thank you to Tony and our sponsor. Thank you, Tokashu Knife. Thank you to you guys supporting the channel and checking in on these Whetstone Wars. This one to me was an exciting one. And once again, I was surprised. I tell you going in, I knew Naniwa was the winner, and I was, do not anticipate. That is the mantra. Do not anticipate. You never know what's going to happen. Thank you and God bless. Not the moment. We're out of here.